Hi, connections. I'm gonna pull from the energy and see what's going on in alignment today. I'm excited. It is Monday, November 4th, and things just seem like they're flowing the way they're supposed to, which is great. So I guess we're gonna do some clarity and see if we have any blind spots or just what spirit wanna enlighten us with. I'm gonna start off where the mind is at. 'Cause I'm curious where the mind is at, honestly, within the present moment and where to be headed to. I feel that's important. It's depending on when you watch this. If you in the present moment, the moment, this is where your mind is at. Timing is really, really important. I feel like that's important. Mindfulness. The mind is on mindfulness. And it's red base. Speaking of red base, Minstrel started today. I'm so happy. So my darling is here presently closer to me, which I'm so happy by that, honestly. I noticed it this morning in the 10 o'clock hour, which is a balance. And on top of that, it reminded me of not November energy. Well, that's thankful energy, but October energy, spooky energy. And I'm gonna go with this one because it fell out my head. And it goes with the right speech. The mind is headed to the right speech. But what was I saying? Oh, it reminds me of the October behavior, a little spooky time, Halloween time. But I did say November, which is thankful time. It's the season of giving. But I've been doing my mine. I've been doing my part. I've been showing up, giving the answers. Whenever you stumble across it, your blessing will come to you. But even for myself, it's so funny how I say things sometimes. Like even how I just said November, but I really meant to say October for the 10th month. Um, I did the same thing when I went over the weekend to make sure I say it right again, the gift of light. But I kept saying the gift of life. And for me, it was. I went for a reading, which was able to see my life, clarity on my life, which is great. It made sense why I was saying life, the gift of life. You were able to see it. Like sometimes, honestly, I even say it. It seems like I can't read for myself, even though I do all the time. I can actually read for myself. That's the intriguing part. It's just more validation when I hear from other people metaphorically. It's like a mirrored aspect, but it's just intriguing how you can project something and not understand it, but later on you do. Because I was like, oh, that makes sense. The gift of life, even getting the tools that I need to equip me for life. Light and life is almost one of the same aspects, but just different words metaphorically. I feel like that's a perspective energy, but the mind is on right mindfulness at the moment and it's headed to the right speech. That's a great combo right there. Working with red and green again. The speech is in the love zone. And your mind is a blood base. Which I'm excited. Darling's in the building. Oh, and there go a plane flying over. How lovely. Ha. The law of correspondence. Yay. How are you responding? And the law of relativity is in reverse. Alrighty. What is that about? I said, alrighty, what is that about? The law of perpetual, the law of energy. I want to speak on it. Do I want to speak on it? The voting aspect, just because it seemed like one where you have to be like, you're a female, you should just naturally go in the female route. That don't really make sense to me, honestly. We see there's a lot of females who just, and I normally fall into a category of not being treated like a female, if that makes sense. And for me, voting for Trump just make more sense. It resonates more with me just because I get treated in that same form of a way. It's intriguing, you know. People just mad just for no doggone reason. Trying to do great, but It's just be so upset. They be focused on the wrong things, if you ask me. But I think that's even part of relativity. What resonates more with you? You know, it is nice to cut the little costs and things like that, but do the pros outweigh the cons? And for me, I'm rocking what would make sense to me, honestly. And it is what it is. It's just a natural alignment that would naturally happen. A blueprint is always a blueprint for a reason. Gemini, come here, honey. Gemini is over here on the top. What zodiac is standing out today, darling? What zodiac is standing out today, darling? See, my cards are flipped in intriguing ways. That's a lot that came up. Ooh, how many is this? Libra, Capricorn, Leo, Aries, and Pisces. Got the balance going on. What a frequency, a standout energy, inner light, and Pisces. This Neptune energy is important. It reminds me of a tempo. It's a sound. I always use Neptune in music form. That right speech makes the most sense. Because if you look, you got Libra on this side and Pisces right here. It it's a resonating energy. Then in the middle will be Aries, Leo, and Capricorn. That's two fires of a frequency. That's a perfect alignment. Literally. I always identify this as tennis type of an energy. Cancer up top. And Taurus, and Sagittarius. Then Gemini and Aquarius and Scorpio. Ah. Gemini is going with Aries and Scorpio. This is intriguing energy. Oh, who's behind it? Virgo. I haven't seen you ducked off, Virgo. How intriguing. Virgo ducked off behind. Aquarius ducked off behind Virgo. And Virgo next to Scorpio. How intriguing. Aquarius is ducked off by Virgo. And Virgo next to Scorpio. That is an intriguing energy. What was I about to say though? This reminds me of energy when it's like, my kids know your kids type of an energy. This is a knowing people energy. This is a my people know your people energy for sure. It's intriguing, but it's another energy coming through within this. Because I didn't see Virgo over there. Probably the same aspect though. Very intriguing energy. Let's see what the message is within this. I'm gonna go to the Oracle of the Divine for this Gemini and Aquarius and Virgo and Sagittarius. Why do we call Sagittarius? It's not Sagittarius. Where is Sagittarius at? Oh, Sagittarius over here with me. That's exactly what that is. Mm, very intriguing, Jesus. That's another thing. I did it again. I'm saying something that I didn't mean to say, but it's still displaying. That's the intriguing part. The shadow work at its freaking finest. The Scorpios over here with Gemini, Honestly, Cancer too. Water all day doing this. Intriguing. What was I saying though? Shadow work. In multiple places at one time. That's almost a tricky energy. It's almost the aspect how people be like, it's just a metaphor. How people be like, is somebody looking at the moon, somebody on the opposite side doing the same exact thing. Think how many people really do that same concept and think it's just literally just two concepts. Like it's just me and somebody else. And who really believe it and have like actual proof of it's possible. It's a true statement. That's the intriguing part. It's in multiple places at one time. Cancer and Sagittarius energy for sure operating with Gemini. And I can see it for even myself. I know where I'm at. I'm over here in Cancer and Taurus and Sagittarius energy. But I was speaking on Scorpio energy, who over with Gemini, but Sagittarius keep coming out. It's probably because it's Jupiter. It's intriguing. It's my deal with Jupiter. It's just like definitely has shined beautifully, but the arrogant behavior sometimes just be like, hold on now, you got me looking like I'm crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm always right. It's just like it's not what I meant to say, but it's just like at the end of the day, it still displays and it still drives me crazy just because it's like it's not what I meant to say or wanted to say, but that's what came out. Working with multiple energies sometimes is really intriguing. But this is definitely shadow work at its finest. For sure. Compliments of water is how I always say it reflects. And it reminds me of an example of my kids know your kids. It's can't really even think of an example other than that, the way to explain that. But it's just I guess it's just like an adult. You resonate with somebody like your family. Y'all naturally connected. Very intense energy, Jesus. And Coda. Coda. Intriguing. I'm looking out at the highway. If you're wondering why I'm looking like the direction I'm looking, I'm recording in the windowsill again on my kitty behavior. It's just traffic is a whole message within itself, honestly. I pick up a lot of energy right here. But yeah, I just use it for clarity sometime and what I'm feeling. Live life to the fullest. Live life to the fullest is the message. It's celebration time. You should be really happy. This is thriving time. I knew that. I felt that one. Clarity for sure. Who's in the middle, darling? Who's in the middle? Begin to explore. And there go that doggone tower again. Something that's so important about this tower. I think you see it. Yeah, there we go. That one. Something that's so important to buy that. And there go the shadow work. That's what I mean in that form of a way. That's you, but that's how spirit is operating through you. This one looks like it's leaving out. Headed to the next one. It's almost like a Christmas energy. We do got red and green. That's so intriguing. Is it you think of Santa, the myth of Santa, how it goes, how drop gift off to different people? That's a prime example of it. Or these ones just having a good little time, like they in having a love situation. That's so beautiful. Like you look like they're dancing, honestly. Oh, that's beautiful. Let go and enjoy. Let go and enjoy. That feels really important. Let go and enjoy. You got some little control situations going on. Gotta be in control of everything. Or you feel you do. You don't have to. It's clearly saying let go and enjoy. Speak up. Be or serve. Be of service. Pardon me. Be of service. Energy is intense. Something is coming through that's intense. I don't know if I got to it yet, but it's surely intense. I feel it for sure. Intense. It's almost an energy that, to an extent, make you a little nervous for some reason. I don't know what that's about. It's intriguing. Go over here to Oracle of the Universe. I really don't like the way I'm feeling. Honestly, that's intriguing. This could literally just be upset energy. Even with me, that's what I just said. What was it? Control. Somebody want to be in control of something. And you have to release. You don't want to release. That causes tension. Very intriguing. I said, me not like this energy. What the heck did I just say? Me not like this energy. Ooh, somebody got a nice base. Jesus. I've been like, other than what I just heard, somebody got some really nice bass. Like I just felt it vibrating in my goddamn feet. Like that's crazy. But it was another car. They gotta stay close this way. Their cars sound like a popcorn machine, like a normal regular one where like literally you put the seeds in and stuff and it just pop 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 pop. That's what their cars sound like. I heard it on the buzz. I think it was yesterday. I think it was last night. Then I heard it again this morning. I was like, oh, they stay close. But it kept backfiring. First it like pop, pop, pop real loud, and it backfired. Like this real loud ass sound. And I was wondering, like, is that normal? And then it did it again. Then it drove fast. You could tell it was a fast car. So, sometimes fast cars make extra sounds. But I don't know if it was supposed to be popping like that and doing like a backfire situation. It was intriguing. Then I want to say it out loud, like, is it supposed to sound like that? Damn. And then, because it was so loud. The car was so loud. But it sounded like popcorn until that backfire happened. It was like, whoa, this sounds like a raggedy car. But it sounded like a raggedy car. But then it drove like smooth, I guess, or faster. And you heard like, oh, this is a fast car. There's no way it's raggedy. It might be going through some things, but it's not raggedy. It's intriguing to me. But hearing that bass made me think about it. It seemed like it's a nice car. I didn't see it. It's just the way it sounded. Like, oh, this is a fast car. But why is it? It is supposed to be sounding like that popping goddamn sound. Why does it sound like it's backfiring? Like, pow! Like, what the fuck? But then I felt a little weird because I actually expressed out loud. And I looked around. There were like some kids on the side of me, like some little foreigner kids, and said, get to using profanity. I want to say sorry, but I meant what I said. Like, they hear it too. Like, It's fucking supposed to sound like that. Justice, that's funny. Justice came out. That's funny because it's in the head. You hear this too. This is a normal concept. Like what the hell? But justice is taking time for sure. It's timing. I think I said that when I first started. It's about timing in a justice form. Everything don't always play out when you expect it to. I said that to somebody recently when I went to go donate plasma. And we were having a conversation, and she said she went for a reading before. Like her son does readings, but I thought that was so cool. She's the second person who was a parent that addressed it that their child read cards. The other one I actually met. It was back to back days too. This has happened. How intriguing! When I think about it, the first time was when I went to the Gift of Light Expo Center. I met somebody there, and her child was doing a reading, but it was a mother who greeted me because the child was busy doing a reading, and she was like, "Oh yeah, she does readings," but I said, "Lucky for you." Like I literally just meant lucky for you. That's good. You have a child that's gifted. But she said, "Not really, because she can't read for me." But I thought that was so intriguing. Like she get blockages where she can't read for her family, or she don't know how to separate if it's her own personal feelings or if that's really what's going on. Which I can understand it, but it's just like I'm sure she can't read for you. It's just maybe sometimes things really do be bad. Or maybe she really can't. I don't know. It's just that's what she said. It's just when I heard it, that's how I felt like maybe she can, and maybe she's just not liking what she's hearing and make her contradict. Like, could my parents be doing this, or how would they feel if I actually tell them this? You know, they look at me like sideways, but it's like, you know what I do, you know I wouldn't hurt you, or things like that, or shit, maybe they would. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's just how I felt when it was brought to me. But then the next day, when I went to donate plasma, I met somebody, and she was telling me her son did readings, and he did a reading for her, and he was saying that she was gonna have money coming in, and that she would be moving, like her business and things would be growing, or things like that. And she said, eventually later on, money started coming in, like things she knew was coming, but the timing of when it was coming, it was just so intriguing because her son just read it for her. And I was like, yeah, it's about timing. People get readings and they think it's going to happen the next day, or they just get all on too alert, like when it's going to happen, you know? It's just like, oh my Jesus, it's going to happen. You just know it's going to happen. Just like you watch the weather and they tell you it's going to happen. And intriguingly, sometimes you watch that weather, there do be navigations that you have to go. I mean, detours that you have to go through. There's detours that you have to go through because delays. People of that same behavior of paranoia have them go off in different directions, which cause a cause and effect. The shifting, and the weather displays it. There's a set agenda, but that set agenda can get detour style because paranoid behavior, if that makes sense. But that's just so funny because that's it. Justice came in timing. It's nice to know this is going to happen, but and that's why some people don't like readings. They don't like to know what's coming. They just like to just let me fall into it. If it's a pothole in the road, I just want to fall into it. Some want to know shit. I don't want to fall in the pothole. You know, I'm appreciate that. Oh, it's a pothole. You know, and now I actually get there. Oh, the pothole really was there. But if you can tell me it's a fucking pothole, let me know it's a pothole. I just got some new rims and shit. You know, life is going great. I don't want no goddamn delays. My tire off flat now. You know, some people appreciate, some don't, because it do put you in the paranoid behavior, and that behavior can lead to detours, as I said, because you probably will go the wrong way. You're trying to resist something. But I was just so happy, like, oh my Jesus, that's so cool. But That's funny. I met them back to back. One who said their child could not read for them, the other one does. That's intriguing. That's important. I really didn't think about it until just within the moment. And it's intriguing because I'm a person who can read for their family. I'm meant to heal my family, but my family is scared of this concept. But intriguingly, when I went for a reading, turns out I don't even really need these. I can just do it. I'm a prophet for them. I'm a lot of foreign, but for them, where they would resonate more, prophet. It's intriguing, honestly. It's just intriguing how people steer away from their blessings or what they don't understand. But they will understand it. It will come to be. That's the intriguing part. So Porto, somebody seeking knowledge. It's coming in the air. I'll have to read that to you guys really quick. It's going through an ascension for sure. Somebody's going through an ascension. Just have to look at this energy really quick. It seemed like it went together, but this is a book that I've got from The Gift of Life. It's already got like a little bend in it, which is like, ah, yeah, yeah. But this is it. And I looked over it yesterday because I feel like I'm in this energy how I'm naturally running into the people that I'm meant for. But I highlighted some things, I'm a highlighter for sure. And I highlighted the aspect right from the beginning. It's a dedication form. And I believe this is the person. Let me get close in so you can see. Because it's a celebration for this person this month. So I think that is so funny. Now, I even said November too. I said November, but I meant to say October. It is this person's energy for sure that's being celebrated. And it's a dedication for this month. He passed away November 14th of 1977, but the whole aspect of it was November. I was like, oh, what's so perfect timing. Because at first I was hesitant of getting a bus. It's like, I am on the go right now. I can't be carrying too much stuff. But it's like, I ain't gonna never turn really from a book, even though I recently did, because like, I just racked up like 5 books already. I gotta have time to actually invest in just reading one at the moment. Um, so I didn't get the one that was recently brought to my attention. Um, Even though I normally would have, honestly, that I normally would have. It's just uh, I racked up these first, and it does make sense, and it really played out, and it made sense for me. But I'm gonna read what I wrote. I'm gonna read it backwards. I don't think I'm gonna read it backwards. I'm gonna read it backwards. I put the time and the date because I love to go back. Numbers are important, and it's just nice to analyze on things. But I ended reading this page at 9:43 p.m., which is teaching at a crossway of communication. And the date was 11/3/2024, which was a portal, and it was communication, which is funny because I actually titled my reading yesterday, Sunday, Let Me Communicate With You. It is a rising energy. Let me communicate with you. And it is a reflective one. And guess who came through today? Minstrel. So I think it's also perfect alignment, honestly. And I put Sunday, smiley face. But let's say, it's the next page. He was quick to point out to everyone that they shall think of him not as God, but as God's servant. Which that's something that I have been speaking on a lot. A lot of these lessons I've been going through. People call me everything other than my name. It drives me crazy. Queen, beautiful, pretty, all these little other god doggone names. Like people love calling me queen. I know I carry the queen's energy. I translate that energy. I know I am looked at as a queen metaphorically. Black queen, things like that. I get it. It's cute. But my name is Brittany. It is important to identify who I am. Let me get to the other parts eventually. Give me a minute. I'm thinking. It is important to address people how to address you, if that makes sense, so it don't be confusion. Um, and I thought that was so funny. Definitely when it goes with the resonating, 'cause I've been resonating with that a lot. But I'm gonna keep going. Let me keep going. You understand what I'm getting at if you already don't. Then he reflected a moment and went on. Actually, I am not a servant of God. I am trying to be a servant of God. A servant of God is not an ordinary thing. And that is my faith concept, my guidance. Sometimes I do come off like I could be a god or a goddess or something of a higher status, which I know people say we are all gods because we all carry an energy. That's the intriguing thing. I'm a trying to be a servant for my eternal side, but it's like don't get those two aspects construed. It's important. And it was so funny that said I was like, oh my god, I resonate with that energy so much. I'm gonna read it again because I really like it a lot. Then he reflected a moment and went on, actually, I am not a servant of God. I am trying to be a servant of God. A servant of God is no ordinary thing. It surely is not. And then the next thing I highlighted was plain living and high thinking. That seemed like the story of my life for sure. It's simple living, but the way we evolve our mindsets is higher thinking. We're always thinking on the eternal side, the bigger picture. It's because our guidance, it's intriguing to say a servant. That is a new aspect for me, but it's funny when I think of it on the flip side when I call somebody else my servant. Honestly, because I call my ex my servant. I always have. Honestly, he normally get offended by it, but even how he showed up for me yesterday, that's a servant behavior. And it's no ordinary thing. It's important. It's a balance that's really important. But plain living and high thinking. I was like, oh, that sounds like me. That sounds like me. Myself. Then it says we are all spiritual souls. And then I am not this body. And that's all that I highlighted. I thought was so important. I was like, oh, that is so intriguing. That's something I also say a lot. Like, I am more than this doggone body. Some people love it, some people hate it, but it's just like I love my body, I love myself. It's just I am way more than that. What I thrive off of is way more than even being seen. That's the intriguing part. I'm gonna go over to Gaia. Then I'm gonna wrap this up. For now, until a few hours. You were born of a creative universal consciousness. You were born to create. Hello, I grow with my family. It's a natural connection. And then we got the seven of air again, oneness in the air. That's that Aquarius energy with Scorpio and Virgo. I got some guy outside naked in his shirt. I played too much. He just got because he ain't got no shirt on, but he don't look like my type, but we was gonna keep moving forward. It's just there's a guy outside my window with no shirt on. Maybe that's a good thing, huh? You gotta learn people that's not your type, ma'am. Everybody's not as perfect as you. I get myself chuckles, Jesus. It's funny because even with me saying it made me think of some show that I started watching a while ago, and it was just so beautiful and intriguing to me in a love concept. Like I recently actually seen something like that. Even though I was on the bus, I seen like two girls dating, and I didn't know they was dating at first because they looked like two just total people who wouldn't fit together. But Obviously, they fitted great together. The little big one who was like a teddy bear. She was like a foreigner, like she was like a light skinned foreigner type of situation. And the other one was a white girl, but she was real skinny. And the big one just was over there just massaging her head, which I know the little one loved it. Like they work together so well. They know how to strategize it out and make it work. But it just looked like they didn't go well together. I just gave intriguing examples of an expression of them, which is probably like intriguing. But if you would have seen them, you wouldn't thought they would have been together. They might have been friends, but you wouldn't think they were dating. But as I kept observing, I was like, oh, it'd be nice to be next to somebody that's massaging my doggone head. And she just was like cuddling her, but she had her in a goddamn headlock, and she just over there just loving it while she's playing on her phone. I was like, oh, this is so cute. But you wouldn't have thought they would have been together, honestly. But it's intriguing how opposites attract, But what was a show I used to watch? It's in that same category, but I can't even think of the name of it right now. Love Spectrum? I think it was Love Spectrum. But it was people who had like disabilities, honestly, and they would get out and date. And it was so intriguing to see how they function, honestly. It was just intriguing. It's love and hope for everybody, honestly. That's the beautiful part that I enjoy a lot. I can't honestly even think of what made me think about that at the moment. I'm gonna keep going because I don't really remember what the heck I just was talking about. Obviously, I just was flowing because I really do not remember what the heck I was just talking about. Like, what made me even think of that? But anyway, we're on Seven of Air, which is oneness. It was Aquarius energy. It's the air. It's the only zodiac that came out in air status. Oh, this guy outside the window. Thank you, reminder. This guy outside the window. That's what made me think of the love spectrum. That's funny, Jesus. Maybe that's why I showed it this way. I play too much Jesus, but I love a great sex appeal for sure. Because that's just what I naturally give all day. It's my behavior. It's just I need somebody who really appreciate me and cherish me, who just put me on a high pedestal because they know they're supposed to, you know, and want to. Just because you're supposed to don't mean that you're going to. Like when people actually call me like queen, like I'm just going to treat you like that. You don't gotta goddamn call me a queen, but you gonna surely treat me like one. But that's what made me think about it. Now I remember. Thank you, body outside. Thank you, body outside. Speaking of oneness, does what you believe make you kinder? Seek a kinder approach. This just recently came out. Root. It's something you rooted. That's why it says, does what you believe make you kinder? You rooted from it. Is your own morals and principles and values? Do they have you be kind? If not, it's time to do some evaluation. Seek a kinder approach, which most people don't like that one. That might be that stubborn behavior I seen a minute ago. Do not want to let go. Mm-mm. Seek a gentler and modern approach. Thought came out. I love it. Attraction. Don't rush your thinking. Be certain. Thought is energy. Be mindful of the universal laws. Got the law of correspondence. Don't rush your thinking. Be certain. Thought is energy. Be mindful of the universal laws. It means if one questions one's existence, the very act of doubting and then questioning is proof that one does indeed exist. What if you were something else dreaming of being human? What do you mean dreaming of being? I'm something else dreaming of being human. I feel like I gave that example recently. In that passage that I got confused by, in that worry less prayer, when it said, anytime I form clouds in the sky, a rainbow will appear, and I will remember my promises in every living animal. Who's the animal? Are you talking about like people like me? Like humans? Or those the animals? Like why they say we're humans then? Or like people and we should be identifying as animals? Or, that's two separate aspects, like literally animals. I feel like that's that same energy. What the heck did that say? What if you were something else dreaming of being human? What else am I? And why would I be dreaming of being a human? Humans, it's intriguing. They say this, if this is true, or maybe it's different. Maybe it's the animals. Maybe the humans are the animals. I don't know. But from what they say metaphorically, other than my thinking at the moment, they say human life is the best life. But humans go through the most difficulties, honestly. A lot of them have a hard time even being able to speak. Everybody get offended by everything. But the simple aspect of being able to, like for me, I think human life, what makes it the best life is that we can project our emotions. Like a dog, they got barks and they got certain ways they can express, but you gonna understand for the most part what we saying. I know we can project in different languages and things like that, but what I'm getting at the end of the day, we can project those emotions out where we're more understood for the most part. Some of us still aren't, but with that being the best life form, we're still, to the most part, ain't allowed to do it or feel we should not do it. And that's the intriguing part. That's something I even mentioned yesterday when it came to myself, which it was so random that I said that. I thought about later on, because it was such a quick question. Somebody asked me, what is something about myself that I would like to change? And honestly, I was like, I don't know. Like, me? Change something? Me? Change something? Intriguing. I don't know. I didn't think on it, which I really did, but within that moment, I was like, hey, it gotta be something. I thought shy. I would like not to be so shy. Sometimes I be wanting to speak, but I don't because I know they're gonna get offended. But it's just like, say it any goddamn way. Say hi, just however you feel, just say it. I would like to be more outspoken. That's a better way to say it other than shy. Because I'm really not shy, but I guess it comes off shy because I don't do it. Trauma have really made me hold back a lot, honestly. But when I thought about it later, like school bus, when I thought about it again, I was like, I like to not, I like to be more outspoken. I would like to change that about myself, where because I'm not really always wanting to be on the scene, but outspoken though, I'm surely on the goddamn scene for sure. But this is something that was brought to my attention yesterday, something that I would, if I just had to, yeah, I'd change that. I'd be more outspoken. Um, Even though to a extent, I feel like I already am. It's just I do, as I just sat there and said, I do have my moments a lot of the time where I do honestly want to say something. I just don't. And it's normally because, as I say, people get offended or I don't know you, why you talking to me. People got that stranger danger behavior. Um, that's how they get offended already. Or they always feel like, don't tell nobody energy. And that's the trauma from my childhood. Knowing things, wanting to express things. People just like hush hush behavior. Like a lot of sneaky behavior. It's intriguing how you can literally be raised and trained to, even though they think they doing the total opposite, like I'm protecting you, but they literally just raise I don't know where to word that at the moment, but it's the opposite of what they're striving for. It's not protecting them. It's more harmful. Supposed to be able to project. It's something my other translator, my tarot reader, said, and it reminds me of this. It's something that I'm even dealing with when I'm expressing what I'm expressing now, as into when we're born, what we naturally do, like what we naturally come out doing. We naturally come out screaming, crying. That sounds like pain all day, seeking help. That we come out needing help, which was showing like we're not meant to do things alone. You meant to have ways to show you need help. Like you come out screaming, crying. Like what the hell? How is my new start screaming or crying? How? To get help, to be heard, to be seen. And when she said that, I was like, oh my Jesus. I never thought about that. You know, maybe it's a good thing when they don't come out goddamn screaming. Maybe they want a perfect life. Metaphorically, because everybody really do come out screaming or crying. Like, why do you come out screaming? You need help. Get over here and comfort me. Get over here and comfort me. What the hell? But what if you were something else dreaming of being human? Thought like emotion will determine the direction of your life. Your thought, the way you think, shape and create the world around you. Result of our senses being stimulated by a reaction to the environment in which we dwell. Oh, oh. I feel like that was an answer to that. I feel like that was why do we come out screaming and crying? Result of our senses being stimulated by and result of our senses being stimulated by and reacting to the environment in which we dwell. That is intriguing. Moment has already passed. Missing. Moment has already passed. That's intriguing energy. This is something I've been speaking about. It's something I naturally do. Like I'm pulling from the energy or alignment, which means a moment has already come. Which goes back to that blueprint that I already talked about. It's just somehow we relive it. It's intriguing. It's almost like a radio station I like when they be like rewind, relive. But it's not surprising because like I know we are all energy. I work with energy, so I get it. It's just somehow it still seems surprising, honestly. How we just pretty much deja vu everything and somehow still be unaware of it. But missing, something's missing. Wisdom, insight. Wisdom is learning from one's mistake. I feel like this goes right with what I shared today. I translated yesterday, but I actually looked it up today. One was Proverbs, structure of the energy, and the other one was Jobs. But Jobs caught my attention. It was Jobs 34, I think 14, but there was another job aspect that caught my attention, but it was like more in the 17, like job. I shared it. I can't honestly remember. It's just what it was saying was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. That's like story of my life, how I still even connected. I shared it on Facebook, but a tree, how people cut trees down, that's actually people's structures. Those are structures. Those are structures. Okay. That's an important energy. Luckily, like people like me, use the paper because I use the stick of paper. Write the energy down because they still find ways to be connected. Just in a crafty way. Um, but it's just like that. That really will display in somebody's life. Somebody's structure will fall apart. Families will break because you cut down a tree. That's the intriguing part. Insight, for sure. But within this energy of what I share in the jobs, it comes from the holy book, like from the good word, the good news concept. When I say jobs, not like actually have to go look for a job, but maybe metaphorically that's where balance out at. I don't know. But It was a tree they had, and it got cut in half. Which you think of like a life form would stop, but something else started growing on it, which was so intriguing. And for me, it reminded me of connections. In that actual passage, once again, that I keep getting, well, I keep saying I keep getting confused with, even though I keep being able to reference to things. Like, if you didn't understand it, how did you keep giving these wonderful references? I know, right? Anywho, seriously. Um, Anytime I form clouds in the sky, a natural rainbow will appear. For me, that's a connection. It reminds me of that same concept of something else growing from something that got cut down. It's almost like the recycled energy I talk about, the wheel of life, wheel of fortune energy. It comes right back, but probably in a different form. A dying be reborn energy. Something new is forming. But it's funny that it's placed right on the same thing that you cut down. That's the intriguing part of this energy. That was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And that goes with the roots aspect too. This almost feel like a married in type of energy, honestly. And it makes me think about what I said that I seen in Gaia as into, does what you believe make you a kinder person? Now, root concept was in there. You're rooted to it, but that might not be your actual roots. You just connected to it. Transferring of energy status of understandings. I hope that makes sense. But that's just what it is. Whether it makes sense or not, it is what it is. It just reminds me of a marriage status. The way something new is growing on it. And it's connected all as one. For something that they thought they cut down. Like normally they don't cut the whole tree down. That's the intriguing part. Like they don't actually get the roots out the tree or like cut it all the way down for the most part. It's like it's still down in the ground. It can grow back. But normally they cut like half the tree. Like you can still see it was a tree. But something else is growing on the side of it. It looked like vines or something. Like I got vines on my side. It looks like that's growing on there. It just was intriguing the way he explained it. If you go and watch it, maybe he explained it a little better than me, but I was just amazed as to that because it reminds me of the connections that I have with people, and even the ultimate sacrifice energy. When you think of the hanging of the cross, there's still connection. Something else is coming, but it's still connected to that one source that you thought, no more of this. Lots of this now. Lots of this now. Jesus. Anything else in here? Then we got healing. Healing. Anything else, Spirit? I want to go look over here one more time. Exhilaration. That's lovely. I think I'm going to leave it with that. Some exhilaration for you. No, we can't. We got to see what house is influencing this energy. The 8th house fell. And it's showing me some things, which is not pleasant at the moment. Scandals, hidden in secret. I'm going to still shuffle through. That might be important, but I'm actually going to shuffle. And I can be going with justice and time. If there is something hidden in secret or a scandal, just give it time. Just give it time. Justice will come. Which that's one people have a hard time with. Even like maybe the same type of behavior that I just did. Like, oh, I see it, but we're going to put that back in there. Some people, which I actually got expressed yesterday, honestly, and I was on the bus. I tried not to intervene too much, but I didn't. I just didn't really listen for the most part. But what I want to start off with in this. He was saying that I believe that everybody in Columbus should have a gun. Like they said, I believe every female in Columbus should have a gun. And I'm just like, what? Why? For what? You know, like for what? But they were saying like there was like perverts or pedophiles out and about, which maybe that's a true statement. But for me, a person like me who got in trouble for protecting themselves, it's just like, what the fuck you trying to do? Set us up for this? Because then, as I kept listening to him, said You have to like give a heads up, I'm about to shoot you. El Negro, I am getting attacked. So I'm going to probably, if I can, if I even can get to the goddamn gun, 'cause I'm being attacked, yeah, I'm gonna shoot you. Then I'm probably gonna go to jail because I shot you because I was protecting myself. Like it don't add up. That sounds like a purposeful set the fuck up. Like that don't make no goddamn sense. I wish they would have gave me a fucking heads up. They was about to attack me. The fuck you mean? Like I was just intrigued. Like, sir, like you got to think about what the hell you saying. You think we all should have a gun to protect ourselves, knowing that if we protect ourselves, at the end of the day, we're going to go to jail because we have to give a heads up that we about to fucking shoot you. But the whole reason that you even brought the idea of us having a gun because there's perverts and like pedophiles and things like that, they're not gonna give a heads up for the most part. It's already gonna be within the moment, or any type of situation like that. It's gonna be within the moment. Fuck you mean give a heads up? Heads up means you had too much time to think. This was some thought out type of shit. You had it was too much thinking. That's purposely done. Like that's different. That's not really self defense. That is I thought this shit out. It's not the same. And that's not really a justice form if you had time to think all that shit out. It just don't make sense to me. But first house came out and it's going with aspiration and ambition. But I don't think I even finished explaining that part. But taking like legal actions into their own hands. Sometimes I really do understand it because I feel like I had to do that for myself, honestly. But I have learned to trust timing. When people say soldiers will follow in their own sword or something like that, let timing do it. The universe punishment is gonna be way worse than what you think of doing of putting them in jail and you pay to keep them in jail. You know, like that don't make sense. But you know, even the soldier following their own sword and they wound up going to jail. It was justice. You didn't have to do nothing other than trust. It will happen. School bus for sure. To some people, they do that and they wind up harming people who had nothing to do with it. And then the universe gotta go and punish you, even though you thought you was freaking doing justice. Because what we thought was justice was like the police or like the court system was the justice. They seem sometimes to fail us a lot, but the universe law will handle that. You know, the law of correspondence even came out like we'll handle that. Timing, okay? Timing. You ever just? It's funny. I want to give an example because the way I'm feeling within this energy, it's just like I gave one example, like a soldier will follow their own sword, like just kill their goddamn self. But it's just like somebody thinking they got away with something. It's almost like a bait card type of an energy metaphor. But that's like a simple, quick example of it. But this is what it remind me of. Like they just would naturally sabotage themselves. It don't even matter. That's the intriguing part. Intriguing how justice and karma come through. But the whole concept is not to put justice in your own hand because then you build your own karma. Because normally you harm people who had nothing to do with it. It's like two people got beef. One of them fell, think of it as wrestling status or something like that. One lost the fight. Your family mad because one got taken out. It was they goddamn people said, I'm going to go harm your goddamn people. No. Those two individuals, they handled it however it got handled. Nobody else is involved in it. Okay, it's simple as that concept. It might have been more than one person. It's just as just an example I'm giving. Because what happens is when other people get involved, innocent people who had nothing to do with it, I'm gonna go kill their whole goddamn family now. That's where you fuck up. That's where you fuck up. For sure. Because it's like just how you felt, you gone and harmed a whole innocent goddamn family. Even though you feel, I'm gonna leave that topic alone for a second. It's important. It's just I feel like I said what I said, and it is what it is when it comes to that. And we got communication fell right on out. Distance communication, the mother. That's funny. That's what mommy says. They went right by justice too and timing. At the moment, justice is in reverse and timing. But the communication is where I can see what it is. This could be like in the process energy, like the definition of timing, in between, like almost behind the scene energy. Like it's happening. It's just timing, where you will see, oh, justice. It's just almost just like anything in life, honestly. Dating, you don't be understanding why heartbreaks happen, and then you get into the next relationships, and it'd be so perfect. Like, oh my god, what I thought was so perfect, or I didn't understand back then. I understand later. You understand later, and you maybe appreciate it better. Like, I would never met you, or I never would have stumbled into you if I would have stayed back there in what I didn't understand, or what I was so worried about. I didn't understand or wanted so much. I don't know. It's that type of an energy for sure. You understand it later because you see it. Right now, you don't. It's an in between energy for sure. Timing energy. So, remember, be kind. You are a reflection.